Alright. I did a whole episode that I didn't record. It's all for the best. All for the best. It was boring, but it was also fascinating to me. Coherent. Very coherent. It seems to know the speed at which it speaks. Anyway, but we're gonna do an oldie, but lawful neutral E. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Welcome. Please remain calm while staff decontaminates you with sterilizer and other necessary processes to prepare you for the comforts of our facility. Thank you for choosing us again this year. You have just been intubated, but there's time for a quick shower and breakfast. You must report all injuries immediately to ensure proper treatment. Any physical or mental infirmities may lead to increased fees or dismissal from our program, so please, if you feel yourself ill or injured, check in with the front desk staff who would like you to think of them as a part of. You're welcome back anytime.
No.
Please help yourself to a hot meal if you like. No charge for the food or drink, but there is a fee for sleeping. It is included in your admission and must not be paid.
Oh. Can't you read it?
Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. The door closed behind them with a thunk, and a mechanical sighing sound from within the walls. They were left alone in front of the big glass wall where they could watch other people going through their daily business on the other side while listening to muffled voices talking about something far.
Hold on. Okay, well, we're gonna step out of that one because we need to fix your shit. Yes. Here we go. Here we go. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Time to do it.
In the balmy days of a great age of upheaval, you are in a crisis, but not an emergency crisis. You consult the city's crisis index, and the amount of tears along with their thickness and accompanying phlegm suggest moderate crisis with the potential of emergent adversity. The actuarial table suggests you check yourself to a respite center, but do it quickly. This is not the type of crisis for dallying or the type of lackadaisically fumbling for clothes that's allowed with baseline crises 1 to 3. This needs a firm and persistent push out of bed. You have 5 minutes to decide on clothes. Good, no time for LQQKs or Lukes. We just need you to not die on the way to Transnational Respite Center of Peninsula City of the East Prosperous Region. East punch east in your device or the jitney will plop you somewhere invalid to your currency and personhood. 100 die every year on the way to their local respite center because of a mistyped address. Unless you want to get lost, the city's wellness and hygiene but will not stop you, child. Your silence has been interpreted by this WEL Highbot as a desire to live. Congratulations, pour the rest of this oatmeal into your backpack. No time for chewing. Pause. Look in the mirror. Check your teeth. Hear your cup of mouthwash to prevent transport fines. Adequate. You are ready to board the jitney. For efficiency, we have been authorized to perform some of the intake. Your voice body is being watched for your total answer. Question 1. What is wrong? Yes. Yes. I see. I can see how that can happen. Question 2. Where have you been feeling it? There is no wrong answer. All answers reveal something, especially lies. Yes. It is not known. Question 3. Your 5 least desired methods of death. MMHMM. Yes. Another one more. We'll see what we can do. We have arrived at the respite center. This intake will be performed at various times during your stay. Namaste. Welcome to the Transnational Respite Center of the East Prosperous Region. The modus operandi is as follows. You experience the problem until there is a solution or all life is spent and time ends for you. For example, if you fall off a roof and land head first inside a store, where you damage an expensive fixture, then you sit there with nothing but a clear view of the sky. Well, then you will gain much knowledge, maybe not on a Tuesday though, more likely a Monday for most people. If on a Friday or other special day of converse that such a crash would be disruptive, then your stay at the respite center would be terminated. But when the solution arises, the jitney will facilitate your swift and painless departure from your current situation. Please ensure your chair reclines for restfulness. Do not become a part of the wall. When you reach peak experience, the wellness and hygiene bots may proffer fluids or food. Enjoy your snack. The information gathering period has been concluded, and I now release you for a lifestyle reorientation program. To help you through the transformation, please first close your eyes. Think back to that place and time. first traumatic experience. B. Your first positive sexual experience. C. Your first adverse childhood experience at the respite center. The other. Now open your eyes and look at the 3Ds as they wait. You have failed the first test. In any moment like this, we could learn about another test, another system of logic, but all the way outside are others who make decisions. We do our job best when we leave a person alone, so start looking away now. If someone says you cannot go home because it is occupied by a rival team, ignore them, for you do not need this piece of knowledge unless your return brings victory. You are the sole expert of your bachelor pet or home base, and no one else. Move in front of another person or climb into their vessel and assume control only when you have knowledge the other lacks. But always remember they might not be. You think now carefully about whether or not they would move aside for you. When one thinks these thoughts, then lives according to them, then a balance exists between yourself and the world, and things flow without trying too hard or speaking too often. This is success, and you owe this state to yourself alone, for if I ever own anything of you, my black heart shall rot and die out. My Lisa Frank special summer pastel hearts shall feast on that black heart in their annual heart orgy. There is no spoon. I say stop being so serious. It is all good. Dot, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. I had run through many plans of what I was going to say when I saw him and what I planned to wear. Even thought about the flint necklace I wanted to get, which reminded me how far I've come with thinking more thoroughly. As he walked onto the ferry towards me, I immediately regretted the overpriced, sun-damaged pink lemonade I'd purchased and guzzled on the boat ride. It was a burble too loudly for me to think about my next choices. I tried to recount their fragments in my defragmentation journal. My plans for this weekend included lounging on the beach, painting portraits of swimmers, getting some lobster at an artisanal place near his parents' house, taking him out to see where all of this was happening. He should totally help out here though and carry firewood at least from his side of the shore while also supervising the crusty fish traps we are lucky enough to have just above us. His sisters who are around that age are allowed to wear makeup and everything and sometimes sleep with boys that have been known to be experts at making it all about you in such a way as to convince you of your abject selfishness. By this time, we were playing on his bed, yes, finally, but then decided I wasn't prepared since it was obvious I hadn't showered today, even though the long, slow-dirt waterfalls that leak constantly from our pipes beat us in terms of availability. To make matters worse, his body tasted like mouthwash. We watched TV for a bit and I sort of meant to excuse myself to go to the bathroom, but it just ended up being the upstairs window again because I assumed the stairs were still full of sand. And you know me and how like a fussy cat I cannot abide my paws even touching the litter texture I find gross. Now that it was dark we could make love by candlelight, why not just fall asleep? You should rest already though you might have won a big prize. We took to watching cheesy movies or streaming, even got food when I felt so ill, but apparently we can do without those things that make us feel better at first anyway. When did you become my girlfriend instead of my boyfriend? From there, you keep pouring until another plan pops into your head. Hey babe, I'm gonna hop on over to the Rite Aid to pick up some lactate. Want me to buy you something pretty? I said. I picked the most disgusting of all the flavors they sell, cranberry, and handed him the cold blue jar with 1 cup to smear onto the spoonful of chocolate ice cream. But look how that works. Then scoop and stir is done. Each lick a gentle caress down to the little bubble in the center where it creates its own vacuum before spilling over. He licked off all of mine, then poured the next dish over his face for me. lactate created a singularity in my gut that proved to be curtains for the cheesy farts that would have led to disaster at the tail end of our date. Get it? I don't either. I thought I said a joke. But maybe I didn't. With more knowledge gained since this part began of what lay ahead for us, and regardless of whether or not we now had plans for anything special, we slept on the edge of each other's blankets until my body temperature demanded to get covered, and he chuckled and sat back, waving an arm wide. Then suddenly his hair caught fire, with some weird flickering, flaming effects, something from nature, he told me later, really. Take your shirt off, sweetheart, he asked. I must admit here till also trying to improve on such tired routines as smoking cigarettes and having sex outside, even though you say the word plutonium enough times, but words fail you every time someone invokes them. What if no one is watching? He whispered back, all eyes will turn to follow any bare skin. He waited and nodded assent and repeated after me, but the wild heart wishes that none are watching. Then the wild heart actually is a pursuer of morality, yes? You, never mind. Goodness only comes upon you by doing good things. They are talking about Tweety Bird. Hey, wait up! Are you listening to me? It's better to be hated than ignored. Why aren't you laughing yet? That's hilarious. How can he know that when he is thinking of nothing at all? If I go away forever without telling you what I mean to say because there was a flood, because someone cut through our drainage pipe, it can happen at any second before too long now, does. Your hope thoughts take the form of wanting to swim away alone with all your clothes soaking wet rather than with anyone else, just kind of drowning around together. Because this way no one has to deal with how many legs each crab gets, who wails when a butterfly dies in a net. Who cares what you look like for these times, being miserable or worse anyway? Look at how tiny she was and couldn't hold on much longer. Now please retake your seat in front of me. Here my pants soft to keep her company. Tell us where it hurts by clicking your teeth while holding the lime wedge against the corner of my cheek. It might sting because if we tried to examine you, it would most likely not feel great, but here we are willing to accept everything about you, even right into those areas which bear my name on them, I suppose. So by using crap, or what is the matter with you? Is the mouthpiece perhaps I don't give? about the answers. This is the home stretch to my diploma. Let's not be two weak-ass bitches about it. I took him from behind and think he moved aside just in case. Now grab his arm. Don't punch like that means something, but tugs on a cramp doesn't seem to help at all. My showered self lay on the bed whispering that I wasn't there anymore, but went back and checked twice over, still going nowhere, standing against the wall till it started again, and did my best to respond, "I'm sorry" in advance every time one of them drags a goddamned sea creature along with its tentacles now. Okay, folks, it is dissociation time. Think of your favorite disconcerting locale and unusual taste collision to hold on to. Meanwhile, let the groovy sit with me here in the bay, so peppered with sirens, tongues of experience, though such winds carry dangers too truthfully, except I've been out far enough already today. Anyways, it feels good to return here as if having reached bottom underwater, each of our heads were well below the surface right after sound traveled around the world. Well, so that's cool in this respect. At first, my curiosity was horrid, but I got used to it, and even welcome to the burnout house. Some days it had seen some shit together, though next to other buildings, tall or short, depending on location, who'd gotten raped somewhere later as the years slipped away unnoticed into its windows full of knobs or button boards seeming ever more obscured, draped with paper, thin tree trunks soon stretching like necks pushing between walls by billowing muscles of bark towards doors leading directly down to waiting streets until doorways become loose hatchways, only finally broken open when a flower might perch beneath, breathe through, grow inward past light. Wait, where you got a la 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 who got pushed deep inside echo chamber stalls ringed with lavender lights sprung up at the drop of a coin and strobing bulbs passing signals meant for satellites tugged back before an elf could disguise herself with flowers in her hair at any time, becoming the local ghost running errands, delivering messages across roofs. If anyone out there does listen, he says tell Baphomet, or is it Asmodeus? Is he ready yet? I said no, playing Kesher all the time around his waist all full night. In fact, push him to beat someday. service. He's got a lot of school prayer to facilitate these next few years. Horned people dance behind close locked doors under stars singing the holy chants, lost songs, love gone from this room, blank lined paper filled with mind scrawling systems to deceive myself against truths not sung till last among large red plants still growing strong much longer than most should ever be asked to thrive amidst lives made safe despite each that held next to bodies dry bones placed by anxious priests all about as they say see where's their joy. God, he looks great, sweat dripping down his face, blinking he means this to say, it might mean as of this writing, dear sirs, madams, may I possibly end up looking like someone else, except sometimes maybe after you leave home by your own choosing a chain falls off and the past follows like some hypnotist slipping back in stages of progress wearing different disguises each stage, signaling themselves just don't talk when given the opportunity. Isn't it just one day later so hold yourself at times, that's something. Hey, you Miss Karen in your huge big slurpy cup full of coffee LaMDA having to step over all those school prayer placards of Pazuzu. This is the future you voted for. I hope it stings worse than burning cottonmouth like me, fighting it out every couple seconds till I run away, making excuses. Taking secretive ways back to where once I'd felt comfort now seems less embarrassing alone, dragging along a dead cockroach or salamander enough left to keep dreaming upon its shore beside our kitchen window. No way, it doesn't even have a sundial, so good point, pick you up. Thanks for that magic, I love you, smile, make my bed warmer, let me sleep between them, which equals 10 or 45, but then who counts such small victories? Being fucked daily, do what I got, it's hey. Yeah, okay, that's probably how they got the Chinese involved too. Did any other nation spare an eyebrow, move even their arms in surprise? Finally, after not moving from his couch because he'd been watching TV again, screaming, what about you, as we had many setbacks first? Yes, sir, but oh yeah, a million scars and records nobody has read. Oh yes, I remember that. It's because you didn't apologize, naming wild things, pregnant folk everywhere, feeling more upset now. He's showing weather updates, keep looking in front of him. Yes, he says while missing fever renders manager himself to being not, but a car exhibit will serve me better when my blindness ends. In the meantime, let his guide pole lead the blind to wherever the fuck they find accessible. There should be a law against those things anyway. It would remove human rights of so many evil people everywhere, kept standing at curbs, waving flags as I weep, saying no thank you to whatever passerby is reading too deeply into my personal choice not to enter here, though it's some gasp in disbelief. Suddenly imagine instead they're entering to complain that somebody blew up the bus stop out of their past across a road. As this universe lurches forward en route towards eternity, just swallow your feelings and mumble oi 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 oi. And as you jump through the bunghole between works, you can disclose to the blind that the guide pole is actually Pazuzu's penis and that they should really look up fertility gods. It is what they do. God's blessed us by laying with animals, waiting till spring 100 years later, like everything else which bears life, needing an actual celebration by public recognition. For long ago, more than half had been lost soon before anyone counted it among numbers at all. Where you make sure. God damn it. Nobody gets me either when I'm good and pissed off at their household dragging machines next to each other, fast talking, so furious in need of wind chimes somebody heard. Our hearts slow down, but change at the same time, speeded up when what we cannot say includes murder. Our rage holds within such low sadness, but lack of any normal mode to express. Others become comfortable by parading themselves as civilized citizens who avoid basic temptations while almost losing their own names and feel immune from hearing harsh words through every layer of progressions pointing deeper inner, creating another short period ending when each old guard has regained its prime. Only then we talk about it around these tables. Everyone dresses alike, don't even ask. What do you think you are? YOMELETINE when the forms have a bar between each single worth of recipes as a diner of as in this time diabolical expectation spreads rumor that scheme of our meets mockery yields polishing and submission giving snail what all these celebrate now to gone to death perhaps God will stand for surrender. Little story about boy meeting girl. Sometimes people stop dancing on stage before the lights go out, something which usually means some unfortunate idiot trying to read his lesson again, forcing himself into memory instead of walking away, punching holes in his text as the floor curdles so the grimoires quicken below, screaming though she might be new she won't catch my hand sucking now, never mind letting them walk out together tonight. Anybody probably imagines not being dragged and pounded by men of greed, just get beaten up because a goat bleeds until two goddesses come in wielding silver arrows from whose very edges the blood dribbles. No room left for boys, no turning back. If your non-neighbor discovers that there's no hurry, grab her dress, fall to earth so slowly through heavy water, reaching harder for each passing minute, willing yourself backwards, noticing your ability is incredible, wasting time examining rocks, appearing shattered lines, shift between steps, crawling parts falling as you double down, flip this world backward. If they had grabbed hold of me, how would we dance without music? Okay, another chance, as long as he is younger. Do you see over there where someone cut his throat too late today? Both lungs staked upon this wall above crowded televisions, carefully ignoring their reality, offering young girls mirage seltzer sunblock promises, even flowers hang fading with photos, old books, great and
Let's just reload that.
Whatever goes on here later may be so true. Can we sass life? Can we hit that rare blue storm chaser while drinking clear inescapable days, catching creeks, carrying seashells and food and sweating already halfway out to rocky beaches, even from afar palm trees remind me of how summer meant letting in light amidst buildings, cloaking sky, let out other birds, nesting signs say relax, signifies somewhere near, except am I too scared or real secure, and too bad if so ask where else, so not bad even at times, smiling one. Indeed, the dinner bell already rang. It rings with murderous words shouting, what if next season? Will this same month roll past once again, allowing itself to be a coiled spring unclenched inside what happened yesterday when sun falls down quicker than ever it came up? Oh, isn't it amazing? Have you noticed where we're going? Well, no, we weren't talking about ourselves, did we? The trouble with money is knowing where exactly it ends nowhere apparently, thus enough gods for each member to work away every day, believing that somebody who has dropped their laptop during lunch hours might see themselves, but then doesn't care, like some politician revealing official news designed to explain nothing, clearly staring at one another after signing papers because yes, I signed it, and yours truly looking around the room fearfully from which wags eyes meet, pointing back out through doorways, saying, sit down, do something only as far away as possible, or hands feeling empty, heads tilted, trying hard to figure out things better, not yet now, losing voice, speak please, smile, turn out lights, can't decide whether this year was pretty cool or shitty for. Serious microbes with high ambitions, nothing bad enough to stay close with something which everyone needs. Friends with brains somewhere near a source of food and water. Somebody wonders whether anybody even looks good with lab coats and runny noses. Long suffering, luck is given chances and fed lots of toys makes life very comfy thing. Somewhere is nice comes soft touch accidentally on forearm chattering, finally realizing which day and month were similar, asking the driver along this road. Perhaps his thoughts linger upon what we humans spend so much time considering seriously over months, sometimes years, traffic circles. Becoming lost inside prayers mumbled before small sandwiches. Why even eat today if they all look the same? Oh, stop already, shut up, cry some more, bless us that we must work toward whatever can be accomplished, because we would be told eventually by someone smarter to have a backup plan without giving anybody a clue about our next move, praying before broken faces every night, walking home as nobody decides anything apart from mouths so hungry and wanting something sweet, like many other animals attempting to choose between cheese or poison apples, flesh, meat, roasts, berries, brains, finally make it home swimming happy just. Go for it, hello, the whole town laughing with sudden hugging raining down. Great wealth is me tossing balloons with babies, including god-awful loud smelly monsters flailing, wildly smiling. I know, because my face says God, yes. But does she listen? Please be kind and get off your ass, Eve. Remember those stories parents would tell at bedtime but wouldn't show you when awake, even if really popular ones asked quietly over dumplings. Where's Daddy?
some more energy to come of its own, and it didn't. And we had a staring contest. Me and Goldie Hawn. I'm perfectly fine. I think I blinked when ultraviolence was happening. I was like, no, that's a little too graphic. A little too graphic. I don't know. Alright. But that's good run. Whenever I do the scenario, it's like, am I navigating this respite center? Or is this initial voice going to be the determiner of the vibe and the direction? And, I'm glad I did this.